I whipped up about 15 emails for you guys just to show you some examples or talk about how we should approach email. Um, so obviously it's just a big part of this whole deal. Um, so I'll just kind of explain how I like to approach email and then what some common, I think, like misconceptions about email are in the industry and like how I'd like to approach it for you guys. So just to start from a high level on email, we like to keep things very simple and very regular. So again, this is your guys' business. So we're not going to send more email than you want us to. But I will say though that when it comes to email, more is definitely better. Some common concerns from our clients or just people in general, are the common like, well, what if people unsubscribe, and what if people get annoyed from us, and what if it sounds repetitive, and this and that, right? Like so, all like valid concerns. Um, but I think I've mentioned this before. I think that us as business owners, we sometimes drastically overestimate how much attention people are actually paying to us. Right? Like even if they open an email, did they actually consume the information, or did they just next, right? And so I know that Chad had mentioned you guys previously were sending emails about once a month. I would like to send way more emails than that. I'd like to send emails 2 to 3 times a week, and the emails don't always need to be anything crazy. Like they don't have to be a promo. They can. We're just trying to stay at the top of their mind and give them some sort of call to action, which is come get directions to us, or check out our website. Um, and so also with the emails, what we find, especially recently, is it's we like to go kind of against the norm on email, especially for like businesses. You see a lot of businesses sending out big graphically designed flyers, right? It's like big graphic design, and a lot of the details in that flyer are like in that graphic. And sometimes people don't read the details because they're small or hard to read, or whatever. The other downside of sending a big graphically designed flyer in an email is that these email providers have spam filters and like promotion tab filters, like Gmail and Yahoo and Hotmail and whatever, right? All these providers. And so there's this thing called like a image to text ratio. And if you have a lot of like 90% of image, it's just big graphic and a little bit of text, then the email providers, they will more likely than not put that in the promotions tab or even the junk or the spam folder. And that's okay too. There's nothing necessarily wrong with that approach, because it does work. But we actually like to write most of our emails in just simple text. And we can include an image, but a lot of the emails that we find, especially recently, working really well are just emails like you and I would send each other, like from client to service provider or from colleague to colleague, friend to friend. So we can actually just write out like text emails. Hey, first name, here's what's going on, call to action. Um, and like I said, we can include an image, but this helps you guys land in the inbox more often, because we're just like sending them more text than just a big graphically designed image. And people consume or like read this information usually better than just like a flyer that they see. So those are a couple of my high level thoughts around email and how I'd like to approach it with you guys. Um, I think your brand is perfect for it. So I'll show you a couple of examples, but that makes sense, or any questions on that?
No questions.
Cool. Um, yeah, and then this really allows us as well to, just get a lot of email out there. And again, with my thoughts on email is we don't need to be super strict about it. We don't need to really overthink it too much, just because not everybody will open it, not everybody will read it. It's just the nature of the game. Um, and there's also like not, ad dollars behind it. So if one email doesn't convert, no big deal. It's more of a game of consistency and just doing it regularly rather than let's spend all day and night thinking about what's in an email. But let's just send emails is kind of my mindset behind it. And we just again want to take like not reinvent the wheel here. Let's just take a look at what the biggest brands in the world are doing. Like if you take a look at Uber or DoorDash or Grubhub, you're getting emails from them daily, if not multiple times a day. Um, so not that we need to send daily, but more typically is better. So I'll share my screen with you guys real fast. And John, for you driving, I'll just explain these. Basically, the emails are talking about your brand as a whole. So it's like education, almost like an elevator pitch of what makes you guys special and unique. And so there's some emails that kind of talk about you guys as a whole. And there's some emails that talk about just like a certain highlight, like the community vibes, or just the beer, or just the coffee. Um, and then with every email, there's a call to action to go to your website. There's also 2 direction links to the Google Maps. And so you can kind of see that this is a vibe picture or a community vibes email, top beer destination, coffee. This one's just kind of trying to explain, what you guys are going, what's happening. Kids are studying. Again, just like that elevator pitch. So live music, Trivia Tuesdays, game night. And again, some of this stuff might look a little bit repetitive, but that's typically okay. A lot of times people just need a reminder instead of learning something new. So, Chad, I don't know, you can actually see this because you're not driving, but what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think it's good. We'll get to proof that. It's
Mhm.
like just from a brand standpoint, some of the language needs to be tweaked. But yeah, I think I
Yep.
like the idea of just pinging people, nudging people, little reminders. We've
Yep.
always been pretty graphic heavy in our Toast newsletter, so it'll be interesting to see the difference
Yeah.
with this. I would like to
Yeah,
add, since it's email specific, our coffee subscription program. Get them to go
Mm.
right to the website and sign up. Going into the cooler months, hopefully that for all the non-local people that we have captivated their emails. So that's the only
Yeah.
thing that jumps out there.
I like that. Yeah, I could definitely do that. Coffee subscription. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
just
could
right
just
on
bring them
that
right
landing
there.
page.
Yeah. John, any thoughts about that?
no, I dig it. I'm in traffic, so thankfully I can.
Oh,
A,
cool.
this is more entertaining than traffic, but B, yeah, I can read the emails.
Okay. Nice.
Or I could see them. I didn't, go into detail, but yeah, I like the concept.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that's what matters.
I knew Chad would too. Chad, I have to now spend hours figuring out content
Yeah,
on the newsletter.
Yeah, my thoughts behind it is just like just getting stuff out there is better, and then just because of the nature of it is sometimes with the email, like nothing will happen, and so it's not really worth spending too much time to think
Yeah.
about. And then other emails, you'll have like a bunch of people take action on things. So I like to just take kind of like a laid back approach to it and say, hey, here's what's going on. And then again, we can definitely include some imagery here, like a photo of the beer or the coffee or whatnot, but
yeah.
try not to be too much like only graphics. Yeah, so I'll send this to you guys, and you can give it a thumbs up. I just wrote, I think it's about 15 of them, and then from here, you know, we can we'll write 100 more and just get them out throughout the year. So we'll start with this.
Okay, perfect.
I'll share that with you guys.
And for those, you would just turn on a cadence of some sort, Luke, and just say, hey, these emails are going out at this time, and you guys it just goes, right?
Yeah, I mean, we would just schedule
Kind
them
of.
individually. Yeah, essentially. Yeah, we'd schedule them out to go like every 2 to 3 days. Yeah. And so even if there's like a, email about something that's not necessarily happening that day, like people can plan ahead for the next time it's coming
Yeah.
out. So seems to work just fine. So yeah, we'll have some regular stuff happening, like just, this is what I do for our company too. I just like, I'll sit down one day, I'll just write like a shit ton of emails, and then I schedule those out for the next 3 months. And then if there's anything like one-off coming up, of course we should still announce that thing too. But at least
Right.
if there's nothing like one-off to announce, we've got some communication happening in the background.